It's a mix of the both.
Got a cheetah leopard. Okay, I'm with it.
Cheetah leopard. I think it's a mix of the both.
So how are you today? It's Wednesday. Like, how's the
It is Wednesday. Let me turn you up just a little bit.
Okay, yeah. Do I need to get closer?
No, you're good.
Okay. Cool.
I just had my volume on low. Today's good. You know, it's been raining, which I love the rain. I don't know what it is about the rain, but it's just very soothing and calming. So I really like that. And LA needs rain. So
yes, we do.
So I've just been enjoying my time at the house. It's been different just being at the house every day. So, you know, my neighborhood.
But for you, it's probably like, well, I mean, obviously it's different because we can't go anywhere. Like, we can't go to a restaurant. We can't go to anything that's like extracurricular, right? Not even work. But you are a freelancer and you work from home. So yeah, like I think that. So how does that feel? Just like now that you are stuck.
Well, I think the difference is because I am a freelancer, most of my income comes from DJing and event producing. And so, you know, all of that has come to a standstill, and I haven't really been able to create or do much in that vein other than DJing from my kitchen. And, you know,
which we appreciate.
This week I took a week off because I'm working on other projects, but today I'm back. And hey everybody. And so yeah, so today I'm gonna do a little set after this because I haven't been able to DJ. I have one really big project that I'm excited to announce later.
Okay, good. All right, we'll get to that. But first, let's make these cocktails though, because we said we're gonna make cocktails.
Oh yeah.
So
let me go to my kitchen.
Get to your kitchen, yes.
I got y'all on a stand.
Okay, same.
Just because it's easier to move around.
Yes.
So yeah.
So what are you making? What is your cocktail today?
Well, you know, I love tequila. So anything that has tequila in it,
yeah. This is why we're friends, Jessica, because we both prefer a little tequila.
Hi, Jessica. How are you?
All right, so I'm gonna get started. First, we start with a little ice.
Hey,
and my cocktail, I'm gonna make a Mexican mule today.
Mexican mule.
Yeah, so I'm doing tequila and ginger beer and lime. I love those ingredients because it's very simple, and I like simple ingredients.
Okay, cool.
Oh, you have that pop?
I have those same ingredients, so I guess I'll be joining you in that because tequila is my drink. I have to move some stuff around just so I could get y'all in my kitchen. I'm doing good.
Oh, shit. Okay, I'm already making a mess.
Got a lime. Let me get my
Now it's time to... So anyway, so obviously you kind of touched on, you know, you being a DJ event producer. Do you kind of want to tell people what events you produce?
Yeah, so I do everything. So as far as DJing, I do everything from birthdays to corporate events to clubs. And then as far as producing events, we do 2 monthlies called one's called Payday and the other one's called Paper. They're both we don't call them showcases, but we bring in local artists. Actually, some artists have flown in from like Chicago and Florida, different parts of the world, just to be a part of our showcase. And this year, right before all of this happened, we celebrated our 2nd year anniversary for Paper. Payday. For Paper, this is our 1st year doing it, which is R&B only, but you know, we bring in some really good artists as well.
Yeah, I actually, for my event, you guys had Undecided Future, which I used for Fuck the Influence event, 2 months ago now. So
shout out them, Undecided Future. They're amazing. I love watching them perform. They have so much energy. So those are two of the events. We also do festivals. Our biggest festival that we do is the West Adams Block Party, which this past year we brought out about, I'm gonna say between 12 to 15,000 people. We were scheduled this year. Right now we're still unsure if we're gonna do it just because it's in September and it's hopefully all of this coronavirus and the quarantine and everything is over by then. So
Yeah.
the year back up with a bang, right?
Kind of with that, just to kind of pause you there, because I know this happens. Like, I've been to your block parties; they're fire. You know, you guys had Dougie Fresh in previous years. You guys had KRS-One. I mean, kind of speak to that in the sense of, are brands like pulling out of that event, even though it is in September, and that's kind of when I'm hearing people are going back on tour anyway. So it sounds like
right now we have a lot of brands that are on hold just because nobody knows what's going to happen in the next few months.
Yeah.
We did have a couple brands that I was working with that pulled out early in the beginning of the year, so that's a little stressful, but we're still rallying, trying to make money, trying to figure out how to bring more in for that. But it is in September, and I know Coachella is trying to do their thing around October.
Yeah.
And most of the other festivals that happen throughout the year have canceled, and they're not getting started until next year. One of our other festivals that we do is the Obama Day, which is right here right off of Crenshaw and MLK. Well, it used to be called MLK. Now it's called Obama Way.
Obama Way.
Yeah. So we did it last year. That one's definitely canceled. Our Mid-City Art and Music Festival is canceled. We do Queens of the New Age, which is an all-female festival that we do. That one's still unsure because we normally have that either at the beginning of the year or later on at the end of the year, like around November. It's been different times of the years that we do it, so that one's a little bit more flexible about what we do with the festivals. But yeah, everything else has been canceled.
Yeah.
No DJing, no parties, no nothing.
Right.
We were also going to start a weekly in Inglewood at this new bar called the Nile. It's still under construction, so they're still building that out, which I guess construction is essential because they're still building there.
Right.
But we're hoping to actually get that started by summer to do like a little monthly there. Hopefully if they open up and we could do, what's up, Bliss?
Listen, I need a summer. Like, I'm losing color. Okay, I'm supposed to be tanning. I'm supposed to be tan right now. Like, this is like winter color still. So yeah, we need a summer, 100%. By the way, Jasmine, are you making your cocktail? Because
no, I stopped because you asked me a question, but I'm about to start. Oh, you finished yours already? All right, let me get
I'm sorry. I got to it while you were talking. So, but I will wait so we can have a proper cheers. So,
okay. If I can get this.
So just talk and make at the same time. Can we do that?
Yeah, I can get my tequila bottle open. That would be great because
Casamigos is getting her bottle, guys.
Yeah.
No, from ready. I'm like, so I'm already making a mess, but it's all good. Wait, that last festival that you guys did, what was that? The Martin Luther King Festival, wasn't it?
Yeah, the one in Inglewood, yes.
Yeah, that one. Tell everybody who performed at that one, and like how you guys put that together.
So we actually didn't do the festival. We just added a second stage to the festival, which was really cool. So,
Drink.
I am. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me make my drink. I don't know how much. Okay, a little bit more. Strong drink.
Oh boy. Wait, no. So who all performed at that MLK festival?
So we had Tiffany Goucher. We had D Smoke, the homie, perform. Davion came out and performed, who is his brother. We had Zaya Bell. Who else?
I saw her at the study. She was fire.
Man, I love her so much. Her energy is great. Who else did we have? We had Hannah, who performed. We had Miguel's little brother. He was supposed to perform, but we ran out of time, so that didn't happen. I know, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a lot of great performers come out that day. It was an amazing day. What's up, James? How you doing? So it was a really good day that day. I'm like always excited every time we have a festival, and we always have great artists come out and perform, and they always come out and like do their thing
Right.
every single time. So, you know, I just can't wait to actually get back into that and do it. Right now, I gotta figure out just how to be creative from the house and what I could do from here. And DJing is one of those things that I could do.
Nice. So, how did you get into DJing? First of all? Like, what led you to deciding, like, hey, I can do this. Like, this will be fun.
Really, I think it was a change of career, and I had a lot of friends who were DJs
Right.
at one point in my life. Well, now most of my friends are DJs, but I had a lot more friends who were DJs, and every time I would go visit them, they would have their equipment out. I'm like, oh, I just want to try. So I would start trying, and then one person in particular who was teaching me at the time, her name is DJ EQ. She's a really big DJ, female DJ. She's from New York. She's fucking phenomenal. And so she started teaching me off first, and then I met DJ Quest Coast, who's my partner, and he really like just became my mentor. He's not here right now, but he'll be back probably like in 2 hours. He might pop up somewhere in the middle of the set.
Okay.
and so he really took initiative and just became my mentor. He has been my mentor for the past 5 years, just teaching me and guiding me as far as what I know how to do. I've worked with a ton of other DJs. So yeah, it's just been good, and just becoming like my own artist and really just finding my own path in it and being my own person has been really empowering. And so it's just something that I like to do. It's nerve-wracking sometimes just because, you know, you're performing in front of a group of people, but once you get past like that initial state, I always say like my first 15 minutes, I'm always like really nervous. But then after that, you know what? I'm good.
Yeah. I had no clue, and I've definitely been around you for gigs, whether, you know what I mean? So that's very surprising because you never act like it, but you also have this like very calm demeanor. So I don't think people would be able to tell if you're nervous.
I think it's years of practice. I'm trying to cover it up and really show it in public. And then I also think, you know, just working in the industry and working with different artists through it. Just because I've been in the music industry since I was 18. I worked at Capitol Records. I worked for Kevin Lyle. I worked for Epic. And then I've also worked for Guggenheim. That's where I started off doing events. And one of my first big events that I've landed was for the Billboard Awards. I did their pre and after party, which was a 1.8 million project. And that was my first project to be an executive producer on it, which was really amazing. And so that really started off where I just leapt from doing events and just kept doing it since then.
Right. I love that.
By the way.
Well, oh, yes, you made it. Hey, cheers. Cheers, everyone. I love that. So speak about, because obviously, you know, you spoke how you started DJing, and, you know, working at Guggenheim was when you entered the whole events space. When did you decide, like, you know, let me just start throwing my own events? I know DJs kind of do that anyway, right? You're like, oh, let me just throw a party. But you have taken it to another level, and you produce full-on events, like you said, festivals, and you guys are performing at these, you are running around. Like, I see you, and a lot of times at these festivals, you're more so just producing. Tell me why you take that role. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just tell me how important that is for you.
Well, as far as like producing, I really just like bringing people together and bringing good music, good vibes, different just type of crafts and walks. And what really, as far as throwing festivals together, the first West Islands Block Party that we did, this year would be our 4th year. So 4 years ago was actually the first festival that I actually put together for the West Adams Block Party. But before that, I was working with with a couple other people, and we were putting like events together for Nike and like for like, I don't know, little yachty and just like little one-off events. And we met the owners of Delicious Pizza, and 4 years ago was their 30th anniversary. And they came to us 4 months before because we had done previous events at their restaurant, both their restaurants. And they're like, well, we want to do a festival. And it was only 4 months before that we did this festival. And we're like, okay, well, that's not clearly enough time, but we can somehow make it work and put together a block party. And we did. We weren't expecting the number of people that came out to show up. Like, we were honestly expecting maybe like 500-600 people to show up our first festival, and about 2,500 people showed up, which was really good. We had a really good lineup. The first one, we had Talib Kweli and Dougie Fresh perform, which is amazing as well because we really utilized our relationships that we had with these artists to actually come out and perform at the block party. And so getting into festivals, that was the first one that we did, and that kind of just launched everything else that we did going forward.
I love that. I love that. I know I've had a great time every time I come to your festivals. And you guys do the beer garden. Like, it's super cool. I love it. So you guys, if we are able to go outside, everyone, September, we're able to go outside and they are able to pull up this block party again. Like I said, every year it's amazing. Please go the West Adams Block Party.
Yes.
You know, this is produced, I know with you, but is it under the moniker of Elevate Culture? Like, do you want to kind of tell us a little bit about
our company, Elevate Culture, that we do. And it's also, we partnership with Delicious Pizza / Delicious Vinyl and their artists. Last year, we did a partnership with another DJ called Foreigner, and he does this party called Roadblock. And we pretty much built a second stage, which was phenomenal. We had a second stage built out, and then we brought these old 1986 BMWs where people could like climb up and get on top of and just do whatever they want over there. And the whole theme last year was pretty much dance hall and Afrobeats and, you know, all Caribbean, because Delicious had launched their amazing. Delicious had launched their Caribbean island label. So that's what our whole theme was last year. This year, I think we were going more in a sense of an R&B vein, but we still wanted to keep it up. So we were going to partner with another party, either Bunch to Brom or someone along the lines of that, to do a second stage as well.
So, nice.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. How's your cocktail over there tasting? So you have the right mug for it. Like, I don't have the mule mug, but it still tastes good.
It's good, but you made yours look nice and cute. I don't have any ice, so I stuck everything in the freezer.
Nice. I wouldn't have ice if it wasn't for the last little gathering I had here. Okay, well, I love that. So, you know, I guess besides projects, like, you know, are there any other projects you want to kind of speak about that you're working on, or?
Yeah, there's a couple. So like I said, we're still doing stuff with Payday. Right now we're keeping everything online. So they've been doing a lot of freestyles online with Payday. Paper, we haven't really done anything with that as far as like the R&B vein. Still trying to figure that out a little bit. If we're going to do like a live set, trying to figure that out. As far as myself, right now we're still planning the monthly as soon as this quarantine comes up. So we still have a few events that we're working out with different venues to, like, as soon as it's over, like, we have everything together and just push. So
what do you mean about the monthly when you say that?
So we want to do a monthly event, just like, I don't know, like a small cocktail hour, maybe like a happy hour where we bring together. We haven't really decided if we wanted to do it weekly or monthly yet, but that's still in the process as well, just because, you know, we want to keep our fans and the people that we love hanging out with, just make sure we bring them together. And I feel like, you know, during this quarantine, people are really coming together just because we can't see each other still.
Right.
And
no,
so
I love this. Yeah.
I just think like as soon as this is over, people are really gonna be in a bonding time where they're like, oh my gosh, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever, and just really want to come out and support you. So we're working on that. Another thing that we're working on is right now is our dispensary, which is you know, we just got the okay to move forward. So right now we're just waiting for the city to come out and inspect our location so we could finish building out and just really go for that, because that's an essential business right now.
Yeah, listen, they're still open. I have one down the street from me, so I know.
So going forward with that, we're still negotiating with a couple of our investors, working that out. Can't go too much into detail about that, but we're excited about that, and you know, that's just, we're just waiting right now. It's just like a waiting game in the city, and I think everybody else is waiting as well.
Yeah.
Also, I worked on a project which I don't know when it's coming out. I was in a little short film called The Rule, and
cool.
yeah, so
where is this?
This was based out of LA. It's about a girl who moved to LA. She's Dominican, and it's about her relationship with her boyfriend and what she goes through in LA as far as acting and everything like that.
Okay.
So, I play the girl that her boyfriend cheated on. So.
Oh, okay. So you're the other woman.
I'm the other woman, but it's still really good. Yeah. It's going to be a really good show. We just shot like a little snippet. It's in post-production right now, so we're just waiting for it to be released.
Amazing. So, I think that's a relatable story. You know, there are a lot of people who move out here from different places, like ourselves, you know, the Bay.
Yeah.
Shout out Marina, right?
Marina, yes.
Marina. Yes. And I'm from Florida, the FLA, you know, we don't play.
We don't play.
But yeah, so I think that's a very relatable story. Kind of going back to, you know, connecting and people, you know, you guys throw an event so people can reconnect again. Like, how do you feel about that? I mean, I know for the same thing, like, you know, I didn't really do Instagram lives until this happened, because I was like, yo, I want to talk to people. Like, I want to see people's faces, you know, doing Zoom, all these type of things that people are really connecting, you know, over what's going on right now. Because it is a lot. It's a lot of uncertainty. A lot of things are happening. People are losing their jobs. People are, you know, trying to figure it out. How do you feel about, you know, connecting, should I more so say? Do you feel like people will, when they go out, it's going to be more intentional?
I think so. I know for sure going through this, I really haven't gone live before. And I know as a DJ, I probably should have gone live. I've had friends like, you need to do more. And I'm like, you know what, you're right. But I was always very timid just to go online and do it. I just feel like it was like a magnifying glass on me opposed to like when I go out and DJ, because people are mingling with each other and talking to each other, where on here it's like they're really focused on you. They're in their house, they're looking at you, like they're zoned in. And it's still kind of like, oh, I get a little nervous, but you know, it's like you just gotta push through it.
Yeah, push through.
But I feel, you know, as far as this, it's really made people connect. I've spoken to people that I haven't spoken to in years. You know, people are doing Zoom calls with their family, like little mini like gatherings, which I think is really cool. And friends, it's really taken me to a point where, you know, I've needed to reach out to people that I haven't reached out to before in a really long time, and either, you know, make amends with whatever happened, or, you know, just reach out and see how people are doing, just because you never know what the next person is going through. And, you know, it's a trying time right now as far as, you know, they might be suffering or a family member might be suffering or have the virus and you just don't know what's going on. So reaching out and really supporting the people that you love around you and making sure that they're well so we all could get through this. And I know I have a boyfriend who lives with me. We live together, but there are many people out there who live alone and are by themselves going through this quarantine. So just making sure you're checking up on the people that you care about around you because not everybody has somebody that they're with.
That was so nicely said, Jasmine. I love that.
Thanks.
No, but it's real though. Like I feel the same way. I've definitely been
the live smells like shea butter.
What? I love. Oh, wait. No, I don't like the last part.
Shea butter, yes. Also coming out with a line of like skincare soon. Eventually.
There you go. Like it.
Yes, working on that. That's another project. I mean, there's so many that since you like this has forced us to like actually focus on ourselves and like what we have going on. Hey.
That's my mama, y'all. She tuned in.
That's your mom?
Yes, so watch what you say, people, okay? That's so funny. No, but I totally agree. And speaking of connection, like you said, you live with your boyfriend. How has that been, you know, going from, you know, you guys already live together, so it's already a lot of togetherness. But now you're not working and now you have to be in the house and you can't just go out. How has that been for you guys?
You know,
I'll take a drink.
It's good with the like it's like it's very because even though okay, so me and my boyfriend we do live together and we also work together, but in that before this we probably didn't see each other throughout the day. So seeing each other 24 hours a day, every single day, even though he's gone right now. He's at the store buying some stuff, which is cool because sometimes, you know, that's like the only escape that you could get.
Yeah.
But it's been an eye opener as far as like, you know, bringing each other to the edge and then just really trying to make sure that we respect each other's boundaries and that we really understand and listen to each other. Growing in that aspect, you know, sometimes there are days that are more trying than others because not every relationship is perfect. There's going to be arguments, of course, you know, disagreements, but really just working through that and just trying to figure out how we could coincide and how we could build and grow and really like strengthen each other. Like as far as my weakness, where he could come and build on my like fill in where I'm weak at and vice versa. Like I'm really creative as far as being on the computer. So I do graphic designs. I'm okay on websites, but I'm more of like the graphic design vein. So I'm making all the flyers. He helps me curate my DJ sets and like really fine to them and like, nah, that's okay. This is good. So really just trying to figure out where each other's strengths and weaknesses are and really like just grow and build off of that. And then we're also really good on being each other's accountable partner. So this time, you know, it feels like it should be a vacation, but it's such a long vacation that I'm like, listen, we have to get up every single day. We need to work out. We need to eat healthy. Like we need to be creative, make sure we're getting work done. Even though we're at home, we still have to figure out and find ways to be creative and actually bring in money to the house. Just because we are DJs and that is a large source of our income, we really had to sit down and figure out other ways of just bringing money back into the house. And that's what we've really been working on. It's just our craft, what we have, different products that we have out. So like Elevate Culture. I have a skincare line that I'm working on. He has a vitamin supplement line that he's trying to launch back up, which is really good, especially during this time. It's called Optimal Nutrition. You could go to optimal.net if you need some supplements. It's a whole food supplement, so I'm going to put that little plug in there.
There you go.
And just really trying to build and strengthen every single product, brand and ourselves through this process, because there would be no other time like during our lives where we'd be able to slow down like this and actually focus on what we have going on around us.
That is very, very true. Like, I can't even tell you. I think the first couple weeks it was like, okay, like this is cool. You know, I can get some things done. But yeah, after a while, you definitely have to get in a routine, like you said, and figure out like, hey, what can I do? You know, what can I do? Because, you know, money isn't coming in the same. So yeah. So what advice would you give, I guess, to other creatives and freelancers? You know, how can they maybe budget their, I guess, normal spending on things, or you know, what advice would you have for them to be resourceful with what they have right now?
So two things. I think bartering is really good right now. Figuring out what you could give and what somebody could trade for you, and working in that aspect, because even though that's not really giving you any money, but whatever they have, you could trade instead of actually physically paying somebody. You could trade assets in that aspect.
Yes. Okay.
Cooking at home is another thing, instead of, because I know these restaurants are still open and they do need support, but really just cooking at home, because you could go out one night and spend like $50 on dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can spend $50 and have a week's worth of groceries and cook from the house.
Exactly.
And really being choosy on the produce and the food that you bring inside the house, because some foods last longer than others, and then some foods are more nutrients dense than others as well. So just really figuring out what to eat, uh, who you're bartering with, you know, working it out with, because I know a lot of people in Los Angeles rent. So on that aspect, working it out with your landlord to see if you could, like, oh, I'll do some work depending on where you live. Um, like where I live, I rent from just one person, and we've been bartering as far as like I'll come over and work for her to take off money off of my rent. And you know, this past month we only paid half, and it's looking like this month we're gonna do the same thing. Um, so yeah, that, and just like if you're creative, really figuring out like what your craft is and how you can make money off of that, whether it be graphics, singing. I know a lot of people are going live and putting their Cash App or their Venmo or PayPal, and people are really, you know, giving $10, $5, whatever it is, it adds up. We're all out here struggling. So, you know, it's all in support of one another. Um, Stuff like that. I know we're supposed to be social distancing. People are still taking Ubers and Lyfts, and that's, if you want to take that risk, that is totally up to you. But there are plenty of stay-at-home jobs that you could do. Fiverr is like a freelance if you know how to do graphics, websites, writing, publishing, anything on that aspect. Is freelance. So you post your work and what you do, and people hire you if they like you. So that's another vein. And you know, most companies are still hiring right now. And you know, they're figuring out ways where people could actually work from home instead of actually going into an office and going in. So there's still work out there. There's still
Yeah.
people working. Just figuring out what it is that you love to do and just really hone in and do that.
I like that. Great advice. Great advice, Jasmine. Um, so with staying home and everything, um, as far as what has been something that you personally have done um, to kind of be creative, like to stay in that mode, you know what I mean? Since you do a lot of freelance and graphic stuff, has there been anything
So
that you tried?
I went back to school. I'm taking online courses right now as far
Oh,
as graphics for Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign. Just I went to school for it before, but it's always good to go back to school. So right now I have the time to actually sit down for a few hours and to do that and to really hone in on what my craft is as far as that. What I like to do is that I'm really good at scheduling out my day of like what it is that I need to do through the day. I set aside certain times, like in the morning, I'm waking up, I'm meditating, I'm working out, breakfast, reading a book, whatever it is, I set blocks. So blocks throughout the day really get me through the day of what it is that I need to take care of, and actually helps me achieve my goals and moves me forward through the day. So, DJing, whatever that is. I like painting. I like drawing. So I pulled out I went to the Art Institute when I was like 23. And so I pulled out my whole kit that I had then. And, I grew up with my mom who loves to paint, and she's also like extreme creative herself. So I've just been pulling that out. I have a few friends online who have been doing like little paint and sips, which I think is really cool.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, so I've been doing that as far as keeping that aspect creative, still digging through music because people are still recording, people are still making music, just making sure doing that, and then just really organizing myself in all aspects of life. Like, I feel like organization is like the number one key, and then just keeping a schedule and sticking to that.
Yeah.
So.
I like that. All right. So last question. This is more of a light question. So we can get into the music because I know people want to dance. They want to vibe. They want to hear, your set. So I have to ask, because I've been with you to a couple of parties, house parties, clubs, all types. What is your favorite event to DJ at? Like, what are your favorite types? Just one, actually. What was your favorite type?
I don't know. I have it.
You have to choose. You have to.
I have to choose. Okay. I don't know. It just depends.
Is it for like a brand? Is it because I know you also DJ for Mayweather boxing?
Yeah, so I do a lot of boxing events. I also DJ for MAC Cosmetics, which are both pretty cool. I love both of them. They're both really entertaining and a lot of fun. But I think like my favorite events to do is probably like a house party and like DJing with like my closest friends around me. Just because I know what they like. We all like the same thing, and we all get down and we all have fun.
Yes.
My friend Brian Henry, he throws Brian throws like the best house parties. Artistic, he throws the best house parties too. It's always fun. Yeah. So house parties are always like the best vibe because then I also get to bring out like my friends who are also fellow DJs as well, and then we get to vibe together, and we all bring out all of our friends together, and we just have a really bomb ass time, and it's amazing to do. The last house party I did was with Brian, and we did a pajama party. That shit was fire. I can't wait to do it again with him. He's been going up on his Instagram, like doing like little clubs in his house. Nice. Club of one person, but
I love it.
He's been showing out. It has just been amazing to watch. So yeah, I think those are like my favorite events to do.
Yeah.
Other than just staying at home and DJing with Quest back and forth. That's pretty much about it.
Love it. Okay, well, cool. So everyone, thank you for tuning in to this Girl Talk with DJ Freckles and myself, Leah. So now I guess we're gonna kind of change the vibe a little bit.
I'm gonna refill my drink first.
Oh, okay. Let's set everyone. But yeah, we're about to switch up the vibes for sure.
So because I know you're creative as well, what have you been doing to keep yourself occupied and busy during this time?
Well, I don't like to talk about myself, but no, yeah, so at first I was working from home, that was cool, but kind of between that, I've been painting, I like to paint as well, I'm more
I
so
got
my
some
canvas.
memes that I need you to do for me, by the way.
Okay, cool. I got you. But yeah, my canvas is clothes, so I like to paint on clothes. You know, just working on my own business. You know, Funk the Influence is something that I love to put, you know, my heart into. I'm working on building out the website. Create Ours is basically the umbrella to what Funk the Influence is. It's just, you know, the series of events. So we've been kind of having to restructure in that way because, you know, Funk the Influence is a series of music events. You know, our first event was with George Clinton and Flea, which was super fire. And
that was an amazing event, by the way. I loved it.
Thank you
I
for
had
coming.
my girl Melanie Ashani on there.
Yeah,
it was it, and I loved her advice that she gave out too.
No, it was amazing. It was a fun thing to put together. So, you know, just really building that out, you know, building the website, you know, connecting with our friends here on live, you know, trying to schedule those. Right now it's kind of easy because everyone has time. You know, it's just about what day do they feel like doing it. So yeah, you know, just really creating in that way. I've been going on a lot of walks, I can tell you that. And those walks, I've been discovering my neighborhood. You know, you never know like what's kind of everywhere. Like I live in West Hollywood, so it's like I've been just discovering the neighborhood, walking around, you know, and that gives me time to think. I think I don't have that time in a normal week. Normally, when we're at work, I'm working 60-hour weeks, you know what I mean? The least it might be 56. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm working, so the only time I have free time is at night. You know, I usually do my you know, my side business, my own business at nighttime, or I do it on the weekends. So just really being able to dedicate time to that is what I've been doing.
Okay.
And, yeah, connecting with family. We've been doing a lot of Zoom calls with my cousins.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's always a plus to do.
Yeah.
A lot.
Talking to my niece.
She's amazing, Miss Penny. I call her Penny Proud because I heard that song for me one day.
Yeah, so I've been, you know, just connecting with them. I wish I was home during this time, but it's good to be in my own space and be able to just think and not have any interruptions as well. So I've been enjoying that. What up, Steve?
Yeah. What's up, Steve? Steve, how are you?
Seriously.
Oh, one other thing that we're coming out, Quest and I, we go live every Sunday. We didn't go live this past Sunday just because we've been working on our proposal to one of our investors for the dispensary. But we've been going, so every Sunday we decided that we're going to switch it up a little, but it's called Essential Sunday. So this Sunday we'll be back, but we're doing it where, you know, we're going back and forth between DJing and cooking because that's my other passion.
Okay. I like it. So, we can get like a virtual plate because the plate, I know the plate is good.
Exactly. So y'all get a virtual plate, but, you know, for now. So until, you know, this quarantine, let me get my words right, lifts up, you know, y'all just gonna have to like somehow smell the food through the screen. But yeah, so we're working on that. And then, you know, when it lifts up, we'll have guests over. And then probably do a couple dinner parties because I love entertaining people. Maybe we'll do a hazmat suit one. I don't know. That's kind of
Oh yes, you know, we'll all put on our cool ass masks. You know, just give.
That'd be wild.
Did you make your other drink?
I did make my other drink.
Okay.
It's a little stronger than before. I added a straw.
So now you're ready. So now we're ready for the music.
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm ready to dance. It's the middle of the afternoon. It's about.
Listen, our lunch happy hour right now, okay?
Kinda, yeah, I guess it's
getting a little saucy over here.
Your own drink too. I'm still sipping. I sip slow, okay? That's just me. I'm a slow
I
sipper.
mean,
If you know me,
like,
you know that's about me.
Casamigos goes down really easy, so I drink tequila like water, which is kind of bad. Not that good.
That's so funny. Wait, what are you doing, Jasmine?
So right now I'm setting up. I'm set up. I'm just trying to get some sound.
Okay. We didn't know what was going on, y'all. So she's setting up. We're about to get started. We're about to